what's up everybody out there in learning land? Tyler from TenthumbsPro.com, and today I'm teaching you how to play your ukulele with the band, how to jam with the full band, and I'm using the great Diego Gonzalez on bass behind us, and I'll be using a drum machine to represent the drummer. We'll go through 5 phases or 5 levels depending on your quality of ability to play the ukulele to fit in, so you can see how to jam with the band and how to evolve as a personal player. As always, printable tabs for this tutorial if you go up and become a Patreon, and even a backing track for this one. Until next time. Alright, so go ahead and grab your ukulele, bass and drum loop, bass player friend, drummer friend, brain and attention span, and we're going to go ahead and break all of them down. Let's go ahead and do it. So you're ready to play with a band. That is awesome. We're going to look at 5 phases or 5 levels of it for you to jam with your friends, backing tracks, local groups. So you can mix and master these. You can use all of them in one song, or you can start off with the easiest and work your way up. We are going to start with a real quick explanation of your responsibility. Now, if you're playing with alone and you're jamming and singing, you're responsible for the melody, which is your voice, the harmony, which is the chords, and the rhythm, which is the strum pattern. Those 3 elements make up music. If you're playing with a band, you have less responsibility. Maybe your singer is responsible for the melody, or maybe you're the singer. Your drums become the rhythm, so your drums kind of take over that strum pattern. Your strum pattern is kind of listening to and echoing those drums. And even the bass can even imply the harmony. In fact, the bass player serves as a bridge from the drums to the ukulele. And what I mean by that is the drums are going to establish the rhythm, and the bass is going to be both the rhythm and the harmony, connecting the drums to what you're about to play. All right? So you have less responsibility, which means you kind of think about it from a different angle. Phase 1 is simply what we're going to call on the downbeat. So if you have a drum beat, you need to be able to count it. If it's in 4/4, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what you're tapping your foot to. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all you're going to do is identify where the changes are based on the bass and play on the downbeat. For this particular example, we are playing only 2 chords, the A minor and the D7. We'll do a Hawaiian D7, so you can keep this finger down and get your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. So it's just a matter of putting one finger down and taking it off. All right, and these changes happen on every measure or every one beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4. So all we're gonna do is a down strum on that first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That might feel extremely elementary to you, but believe it or not, your favorite guitarist in your favorite band at some point during your favorite album is going to be doing that. If it's, for example, a solo, too much of a strum pattern can get in the way sonically of that solo. So during a solo, you will see sometimes just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to create space for the solo. So that's phase 1, okay? Now, this is a great opportunity for you as well to find these chords in different places and experiment with them in different places. You can do that by going on the internet and Googling D7 chords and finding all the shapes, A minor chords and finding all the shapes. You can also do it by knowing the notes in the chord. An A minor is constructed of an A, C, and E note, and a D7 is constructed of a D, F sharp, A, and C notes. So you can also find those notes on the fretboard and recreate them, okay? So why don't we go ahead and throw the bass and the drums on and do our 1 chord on the 1 beat strum, just with these basic shapes. Very good. Now we are in phase 2. Phase 2 is adding a strum pattern. The best way to kind of add a strum pattern is to listen to the drummer. Now if you have a drummer and a bass player, your strum patterns can be more sparse. Again, you have less responsibility because you have more musicians. A strum pattern, as simple as we were doing down, it could be down, up, down, up, down, up. But we're gonna give it a full strum pattern. We're gonna go down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up. If that feels too difficult for you, and we're gonna break it down in a second, feel free to use any strum pattern you want, okay? They're all gonna work as long as you're changing your strum pattern every measure. So we get down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up. All right, so you get 4 downs and an up. Down, 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 up. Add another up, up. And then you're gonna add an up, down. And that down's on the 4th beat. If you can nail that, you're great, because you're just gonna go up, down, up. So you get down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down. And that strum pattern is going to last for 1 measure. So why don't we go ahead and apply that to the changes to see what they sound like without the drum beat and the bass. And then we're going to play it with the drum beat and the bass. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Why don't we go ahead and throw that beat on and play it with the beat. Phase 3 is finger picking. We are going to do a basic finger pick that's going to go 1 and 2 and. Okay, so let's look at the tabs. We're going to do our thumb on the G string on the 1. Index finger will then play the A on the offbeat. 1 and. Your thumb will go down and play the C string on the 2. So we get 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and. And then our index finger will play the A string on the offbeat again. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. As you're playing with the band, as you're developing finger picking styles, as you're strumming, all of this, the value of being able to count music is huge. So I'm going to put a link right now in the notes to teach you how to count music. If you don't know how to count music, check that link out because it will make you a better musician once you've mastered that skill. It can be as quickly as overnight, okay? So why don't we try that finger picking pattern with our 2 chords, no drum beat yet, no backing track, and we're going to count them out together. We get 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So far, we're up to phase 3. It's important that you note everything we've done so far can be mixed and matched. And by mixing and matching these ideas, you're going to create a lot more dynamic and interactive song with more movement. And that's what I mean by dynamic, okay? So let's put the bass and the drums up and let's do our finger picking with the band. All right, so we're gonna call this phase 3.5, and it's mixing, strumming, and finger picking. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're gonna add an up strum and a down strum. So really slow over just the A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Everything the same, but we're gonna add 2 strums. I think a lot of times we think finger picking is here and strumming is here, but we can definitely bring these 2 ideas together. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Okay, why don't we go ahead and take a look at what that would sound like with the bass and the drums. Alright, so now we're entering phase 4, and this admittedly is going to get more complicated. What we are doing here is we are playing a riff as a rhythm. If you think of like Enter Sandman by Metallica. They're using a riff as rhythm. Riffs can be very complicated arpeggios. They can be chord ideas. So what we're doing is we're going to play a riff that sounds like this. Okay? And these come directly from chord tones. I'm playing an E and an A note over our A minor. Just like we talked about, the A minor has the A, C, and E chord. The E and the A are 2 notes of that chord. So I found the chord tones on the fretboard to help me create a rhythm. And I'm mixing some finger picking and some mutes. So I'm going to start off and play the E string on the first beat and the A on the off beat. 1 and 2, 2. I'm going to give it like a little touch mute. Then I'm going to pluck them both at the same time on the offbeat. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. On the 4th beat, I'm going to play them both again. This is where having the drums and the bass comes in handy, because this is a pretty empty idea or a pretty sparse idea. But the bass and the drums help fill out the empty space. I'm then going to play a double stop over the 2nd fret of the D and the F sharp. Now, if you make a D or a D7 bar, you'll see that these are 2 chord tones in our D7 as well. Chord tones and double stops are a great way to create really strong riffs that have a very strong sense of harmony. Here I'm simply going to play on the first beat, 1, 2, and. 1, I'm going to give it a mute, and I'm going to play them both on the offbeat after the 2. 1, 2, and. So I get 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. You can slide into these ideas. Right? You can add other strings. You can play just a single note line. That's fine. You really, writing riffs could be a complete own video for sure, because it's a huge topic. But what we've done is created a double stop riff here based on chord tones, or 2 notes that are in the chords we're playing, to create this cool riff. Why don't we go ahead and try to play that riff over our backing track. See how that sounds. Alright everybody, phase 5, full-blown solo time, right? So we're in the key of A minor. If you're playing a popular chord progression, or you take a chord progression from a song you know, you can simply Google the key of that song, and Google will more than likely, unless you're playing some pretty obscure music, know the song and know the key. What does that mean? If you know the key, you know the scale you're playing. If the song is in C major, you'll just find C major pentatonic to solo. If the song is in F sharp minor, you simply find F sharp minor pentatonic. If the song is in D flat major, D flat major pentatonic will be your scale. If the song is in D flat minor, you'll play D flat minor pentatonic. Today our example is in A minor. If you want, you can go up to the corner and look for all 5 shapes of the A minor pentatonic scale and learn how to map the scale out across the entire fretboard. I'll also put another video in the description below called One Scale to Jam Them All. Once you have mastered all 5 shapes of that pentatonic, you can learn how to transpose it, which means by mastering all 5 shapes of the A minor pentatonic with transposition, you're able to know the minor pentatonic for every single key, which means you can solo over every single song. Pretty cool. We're gonna do just a basic phrase because I don't expect you to be able to improvise a solo yet. I just wanted to show you that this is kind of the cream of the crop, or the top level of this idea. For our phrase, why don't we take our ring finger on the 5th fret of the E string. We're gonna play here, then we'll play the 4th fret of the C string, 3rd fret of the E string, back to the 5th fret, and we'll play it again. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And that's going to be our super basic solo that we're going to practice right now. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 Just let those notes ring. They sound great, and you can play that. We're going to put the backing track up and jam that out, and that'll be your very basic solo. That combined with how to jam over it too, and you'll also be able to improvise a full solo. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and take and put that backing track up and do our simple basic solo. got all the pieces, that is it. 5 levels of jamming with a band. Remember, you can mix and match all these. But now if you have some friends that play some other instruments, maybe you got the ukulele for Christmas, your friend got the cajon, and your buddy plays a U-bass, you can start your own band and then just work through these phases to make songs up to your level that are going to sound good and cohesive as a group. Till next time, keep on rocking and rolling, keep on loving life. It's all good, my friends. Take care. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Have a lovely day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watched the very end of the video, I would like to introduce you to the talented Tenthumbs. Thank you for watching the very end. Again, thank you to Diego for participating. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. Skype lessons one-on-one if you're interested. And until next time, keep on rocking and rolling and keep on loving life. Take care.